Joining me on Impact Catalyst is Susana Weymouth, who's the Executive Director of Tampa Bay Businesses for the Culture and Arts. Welcome.
Thank you, Joe. Thanks so much for having me.
I mostly got the name right. Tampa Bay Businesses for Culture and the Arts.
You got it right.
TBVCA. All right. Boom. So we are about to embark on a really fun week and a fun project, which ties into something you've been doing for quite a while. But before we get into that, can you just give us a quick review of you and the organization?
Well, thank you, Joe. Tampa Bay BCA is one of the national business committees for the arts. We were founded in 1989 by a group of business leaders. We are part of the private sector network and national partnership movement of Americans for the Arts. And our nonprofit is based 100% on voluntary donations from the private sector, businesses and individuals. And the mission is really to unite and champion arts and culture for a prosperous community. And why do we say that last phrase? It's because we believe that arts and culture are economic drivers. They help to attract and retain businesses and the right type of creative employees. And also they contribute to our quality of life.
And there's some obvious economic benefits, and economic development benefits, which would make companies and private citizens and businesses interested in supporting that mission. Was there a specific reason why the organization went 100% private?
Yes, because the governments are always going to struggle with their budgets and those decisions. And really, it's about developing a strong business and cultural and artistic ecosystem where everyone thrives, everyone supports each other. And also, I believe that, especially in this day and age, businesses are looking for creative individuals. They're looking for people who can think outside of the box. And that's very important. And this is part of what we're helping and trying to support.
Or as I say, think outside of the Google now, right?
That's right.
And you have the Impact Awards, which is a big event every year.
Yes, that started actually the year we were founded in 1989. And the list of honorees reads like a who's who, but it's very interesting because it's about extraordinary contributions to and in support of the arts. So there are, of course, philanthropists that you would recognize, but there are also individual artists. And since the last 5 years, we've been producing videos on our Impact Award honorees, and those can actually be found going back to 2016 on our website, www.tbbca.org.
Wonderful. And around this time, you have another event that you host in normal circumstances around some scholarships that you present to some very worthy recipients. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. So in 2008, the late Charlie Henschel, who was a native of St. Petersburg, brilliant businessman, entrepreneur, lawyer, real estate agent, had a number of different businesses. And he grew up in St. Petersburg. He was the son of a very prominent dentist, went to school in St. Petersburg, public high schools, and really always felt very strongly about giving back to the community. So he became involved with TBBCA early on, and he was president of the board of TBBCA. And in 2008, he said, since the beginning, since our founding, looking back on our storied history, we've held these Impact Awards for those who have been successful. Why aren't we doing more to help the younger generation be successful and ensure their next paths on their academic careers and eventually in their future artistic careers? So he started the Art Stars Scholarships Program and raised money to give at least 6 scholarships a year, sometimes more, in 6 fine and performing arts disciplines. And those are visual arts, literary arts, dance, theater, instrumental music, and vocal music. He enlisted the support of a number of already successful standouts in their own fields. Our first literary arts judge at the time was Michael Connolly, the great New York Times and internationally best-selling author, and also the writer-producer of the Bosch series that's in its sixth season on Amazon, and a number of other judges that, again, would look at, despite their successes and their standing, hundreds of applications from across three counties, high school juniors and seniors. The way Charlie set it up is if you're a junior, then we wait for a year, hold on to the money. And then when you graduate, you choose your college, university, conservatory, and this money goes directly to help defray tuition expenses. Since I arrived, we've also raised additional funding for other types of support for students, such as laptops or other things that they might need, providing a resource. Sadly, Charlie passed before his time, and the scholarship program that he founded was renamed in his honor. So it's the Charlie Henschel Art Stars Scholarships Program. And the chair of that program is our current TBBCA board president and Charlie's life and business partner, Stephen Gay.
It's a nice way to remember Charlie for sure. Normally, these awards are presented, the scholarships are presented at an event, and their performances with the COVID pandemic, that's not feasible this year. So you've decided to pivot. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, normally we would have the awards ceremony and talent showcase of the students where the judges introduce their selections and explain why they selected from a very deep talent pool, again, across three counties, public, private schools. The majority of our scholarship recipients actually do come from public schools. But normally the judges would, in person, introduce the student, and the student would then, if they sing, they would sing, they dance, they would dance, and they would do this. We've had about 150 or more business and community leaders. We've held this at the Dali, at the Museum of Fine Arts, at the Tampa Museum of Art, and also at the Vault under the sponsorship of Carolyn Wilson. This year, given these unusual and challenging circumstances, we opted to film this. It's unfortunate that we can't have the in-person ceremony, but in many ways, and thanks to our strong new partnership with you, Joe, I think that we're going to be able to, in fact, share it further afield to a wider audience that are going to be just amazed at the prodigious talents of these young students.
Yeah, I think for what we lose in the moment of having that great live event, that these were professionally filmed and will live, on the Catalyst site forever, as long as we last. And for posterity, that means that they'll be accessible to a local audience for a long time to come. And
marking a very important time in our history. And so, again, I thank you and the Catalyst for chronicling this and leaving it as a resource. If you think about it, these students are the ones who they're coming through this pandemic at a crucial moment in their lives. It's a juncture. And one of the things that our scholarships do is to help to support them at this critical juncture. But all the more this year, the students are facing these challenges. These are the voices of the future. These are going to be our cultural leaders and our cultural supporters. And so they're being thrust into a future that is going to be based on today, but of their making tomorrow, right? And so it's very important that we support their artistic and educational pursuits, particularly with financial assistance that is perhaps all the more needed now.
Hear, hear. And the format, I'm looking forward to the format because we're going to take the time to bring on each of the judges and the winners individually. And I'm looking forward to first speaking with each judge to hear what their take on the depth of that discipline and what they look for, and what really makes them passionate about the discipline, and then how they saw that in the winner. And then we'll get a chance to talk to the winner as well. So I think it may even offer a chance for us to get a little more flavor than normal as well. And after we air those individual conversations, then we'll have the big event at the end, and we'll release the full show of the performances and the judges and the giving of the awards at the end of the series. So I think it'll be a nice thing to follow along with.
I think it's going to be terrific, Joe. And again, your partnership is very important to us. I think also bringing on the judges, these are superstars in their own field. They're highly recognized names, not just locally, even though they are, all but one of them are St. Petersburgians, I guess you could say, some native to St. Petersburg. Many have chosen to live and contribute to the community in St. Petersburg. And I think that to have these superstars, each experts and renowned in their own field, take the time to go through dozens, if not more, of high school students' applications. That's remarkable. That devotion and that volunteerism is really to be highly commended. And there's got to be something there that they believe in this program. They believe in what we're doing and the importance of supporting this young generation, again, as they take their next steps academically and for their future career pursuits in the arts.
And what a great opportunity to gain a mentor and to gain access to, to that relationship. So it's a gift that keeps on giving. Wonderful. So we will be recording the subsequent editions in the next couple of days. So please stay tuned in the next week to get to know the judges, to get to meet the winners, to hear, to get into their talents, into their vision, which I think is always fascinating. And then at the end of all that, we get the big treat, which is the final performances. And very, very grateful that we're able to partner with you on this, and look forward to doing more of the same in the future.
Thank you so much, Joe. We're very excited and grateful to you. St. Pete Catalyst is bringing really interesting stories that are important to our community, and we can't thank you enough.